Welcome everyone. Let's begin with the day two of the February event from Agile Network India. So before we start the session, let me introduce you to Agile Network India. Agile Network India is a leading thought leadership community. It, the vision of the community is to bring the best content, information, knowledge, skills to the community through collaboration with expert professionals. Mission to be most resourceful learning platform in the world. Agile Network India is founded by Priyank DK Pathak and is open for everyone interested in connecting, learning, and sharing new ideas, point of views, and proven concepts. How to get involved with Agile Network India? Agile Network India is present across India and continuously growing. You can get involved as a speaker, volunteer, participant, reviewer, sponsorer, and as a hosting organization. You can see on the map, Agile India Network is spread across India, and we have chapters in most of the cities now. So for more details, how to get involved, visit our website agilenetworkindia.com, get involved page. Let me thanks our founding sponsor, Innovation Roots. It is a leading consulting and training service provider helping organizations to achieve business agility and beyond. It is one of the leaders and pioneer of niche publishing services and well known for content collaboration with global thought leaders, authors, and creators. For more details about Innovation Roots, visit the website www.innovationroots.com. Agile Network India welcomes sponsorship. It invites pledge for two sponsorship options: community sponsor for Agile Network India and conference sponsors for Agile Gurugram, Agile Mumbai, Agile Kolkata, and Agile Chennai annual conferences. You can see the details below. For more details, you can reach one of our community executives, community members. The essence of Agile Network India. As I mentioned, Agile Network India is a human system. We are trying to build a human system. We are trying to build it as a platform where everyone can leverage this with their own capacity and with whatever interest they have, so that when they get involved in the in this particular community, they should everyone should have their own takeaways. They can go back after being part of this event or being part of the community. They can go back, but saying by the thought of like, we have learned something. This is how something can be done. This data is really is gives some good insights. These solutions can be tried. So overall, the essence is that anybody can be part of this particular community, and everyone has their own takeaways. So what is there for today? Today is the day two. After us interesting 6 sessions on the day one, today on the day two, we have another 6 sessions from, we'll be starting from Bangalore chapter, where the topic is team empowerment, a necessity for realizing team potential. Followed by session from Agile Network India. The topic is, are you really using a minimal viable product, MVP? And the third session before the lunch will be Jaipur from Jaipur chapter. It is talks about IoT as ecosystems, the good, bad, and the ugly, where you will see from the case study how the things are working in the IoT ecosystem. After that, we will have a 2 hours break, and we will be back at 3 o'clock with Kolkata chapter with a session talk, the perfect symphony in Agile, followed by Chennai chapter, where we will be having a talk on value innovation through Agile lean strategies. followed, and then we will end at with Noida chapter, a interesting panel discussion, changing needs of learning in the digitization era. So another full packed day with interesting 6 sessions, which now we will be starting at 10 o'clock. So before going, do's and don'ts for every session, join 5 minutes early before the start time. Use high quality speakers or headphones for better sound quality. Please use microphones. Please keep your microphones muted and video disabled, as this may cause disturbance and bandwidth issue. Questions will be taken via the chat box. Please enter your questions in the chat box. At the end of the session, the facilitator or moderator will help and read out a few questions to the speakers as per the time available. Please fill in the feedback form for the event to help us understand more about the event management. We appreciate your cooperation. So thank you very much. And you can follow us on our social media channels. Let's begin our day 2 with a first session from Bengaluru chapter, which will be facilitated by Kedar, and the speaker is Kaushik Purohit. So Kedar is one of the volunteers who will be facilitating the session for Bengaluru chapter. Welcome, Kedar. Over to you.
Thank you, Prashant. Thank you for giving a nice introduction. Happy Sunday, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. Just to give you a quick background, Mr. Kaushik from ANI Bangalore chapter will be taking us through the session about team empowerment, a necessity for realizing team potential. So a quick introduction about Mr. Kaushik. So Mr. Kaushik is a certified project management professional and a certified agile coach. Kaushik is an agile enthusiast, dynamic, motivated, and a result-driven project management professional with a proven record of managing projects from concept to completion. He also has a rich experience in embedded software design and development, along with a team leading experience into the automotive, HVAC, and the telematics domain. In addition to this, Mr. Kaushik also holds a couple of patents to his name with regards to the technology he was working on as of today. I would like to invite Kaushik to go ahead and start with the session today.
Yeah,
Welcome,
thanks,
Kaushik. Good
Kedar.
morning.
Yeah, hi. Very good morning to you. Am I? I mean, my camera is visible. My audio is clear to everyone.
Yes, loud and clear.
Oh, great. Okay, yeah. Thank you very much, Kedar. Thanks to Kedar. Thanks to Prashant. I'm glad to be part of this vibrant community. I would like to share, the knowledge that I have gained during my 16 years of journey in the industry. I'm primarily from embedded software background, grew to the project management ladder, and now I'm playing the agile coach role with Bosch. Yeah, team empowerment is a topic which is close to my heart. It's a topic which is often less talked about, but it's a very powerful tool for making any project successful. Yeah, and it helps your team realize the best potential. Yeah, so let's begin the session. We all have been long enough in the IT industry to understand that the software development life cycle has come a long way from operating in a sequential and siloed waterfall model to being agile, adaptive, and collaborative way of working. And the evolution from a waterfall or predictive way of working to an adaptive way of working, yeah, it was necessary. And the self organized teams, the less of micromanagement and new ways of leading a team, yeah, all these things were really necessary. So relevant to this topic today, today's topic of team empowerment, I have tried to put together various aspects of team empowerment. So in the next 50 minutes, I'm going to touch uh, upon these aspects which I have observed, which I have learned, which I have implemented during the various years I have spent in the organization. And it includes the presentation also includes the various articles, the research papers, the stuff which I have read online along the journey. And I'm okay if anyone from the audience would like to reach out to me on LinkedIn for your further questions or doubts or suggestions after the session also, to have a constructive discussion on the subject. And so feel free to DM me on LinkedIn, and we can learn from each other. And I believe I'm a lifelong learner, and I may have something to learn from you also. Yeah. So having said that, let's quickly jump to the agenda for the day. So today we are going to cover a lot of topics, so I'll rush through this slide. So we'll cover what is team empowerment. We'll see why is it a necessity in today's world. Yeah, we'll see the advantages of team empowerment. We'll also look upon, I mean, is empowerment really easy? Yeah, as we are talking. And then we'll see a few guidelines on how to empower teams and what empowerment doesn't mean. Yeah. So you cannot give all the control to your team members, so what it doesn't mean. Okay, what the team members are not allowed to do in empowerment. And finally, uh, while empowering people, we need to decentralize the decision making, right? So what to decentralize and what not to decentralize, we'll look at those factors also. And then, I mean, about the great places to work surveys which are being conducted. Okay. And we'll see a few of the cases of a few of those companies who are consistently being ranked on the top, and what are the empowerment factors of those companies. And all along the way, we'll see a few examples, we'll analyze a few things, a few case studies along the way, so that, I mean, I don't want it to be a one way interaction. I'll be asking a few questions to you guys also. So yeah, looking it to be interactive. And at the end, I have some homework for you guys. Okay, some food for thought. We'll see that at the end. Yeah. And we'll wind it up with the question answer session. Yeah. So first of all, let's try to understand what is team empowerment. Yeah. So tell me, guys, if I would like to hear from you, what according to you is team empowerment?
Giving sufficient autonomy to the team so that they can decide how they'll achieve certain things.
Okay, giving autonomy to the team. Yeah, great. What else?
Yeah, and not do micromanagement, nano management.
Not to micromanage. Great. Uh-huh.
Means
What else?
give them the objectives, the goals, and then ask them how they want to do it and achieve it. And only help if they need help. If they reach out that okay,
Mm-hmm.
means I'm unable to do or I need guidance, or else give them the
Mm-hmm.
time that they have decided. Let's say whatever they have estimated based on that. So that is my way of empowering the team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Perfectly fine. So tell them the why, which is the purpose, and also tell them what is to be done, but don't tell them how it is to be done. Yeah. And whenever they need support, be there to help them. Yeah. Great. Yeah, that is empowering. Yeah. Anyone else would like to add? Great. So empowering is all about creating owners. Yeah. Put simply, empowering and engaging employees is about creating the conditions within which the team members can do their jobs, feel comfortable with sharing ideas, and be trusted to work independently. Yeah. So empowerment, if you ask me, according to me, I mean, I would say that letting even your junior most team member to participate in the estimations. Yeah, allowing the team members to do the planning by themselves, not the architect or the project manager who does the planning. Yeah, having the business people directly work with the team members without having any layers in between. Yeah, empowering the team members to take the day to day decisions. Yeah, and letting them decide how they want to accomplish their work which they have in their hand. Yeah, rather than you dictating them what exactly needs to be done. Yeah, so so I guess we are in sync with the understanding of what empowerment is. We'll see a short story. Okay, because stories, everyone loves stories, right? And we have been hearing stories right from childhood. Yeah, so there is a certain brand of Kimpston family of hotels in California. Okay, they offer the guest with the option of requesting a live goldfish to stay overnight in their guest room. Okay, so they bring this glass aquarium, smaller one, and they give the goldfish. I mean, the kids love it. The children, I mean, they play around with that fish, tap on the glass jar, and they enjoy it. So the children in one of those families, the children, the one of the kid of that, I mean, who were regular customer to this hotels, okay, got accustomed to this goldfish program. They really loved it. Okay, and while one of their stays in the elevator, on their way up to the room, the children voiced their excitement to to meet Speedy, the goldfish. Yeah, and John, who was the bellhop, who was accompanying the family in the elevator. Yeah, the person who carries the luggage, etc. So he was a bit frowned when he realized that the children were talking about this particular goldfish program, and they were very much excited. It pained him to know that the kids will be disappointed because this particular branch of hotel doesn't have that program. Yeah, so sure enough, when the family and John entered the room, there was no sign of this goldfish, and the children were heartbroken. Yeah, later that day, John saw the family leaving the hotel to go for their dinner. Okay, and at that time he thought, can I do something? Yeah, and he actually ran on foot, okay, a mile and a half to a nearby Kimpton hotel. Yeah, a brand which he knew that they had this goldfish program, and he scooped up a goldfish and ran back to the hotel. Yeah, where he subtly put the goldfish in the room of this young family. Yeah, when the family arrived and returned to their room, they were delighted to find Speedy, that Speedy made it to their room after all. Okay, so now question: did the hotel have a policy to to turn to regard to make the disappointed customers happy by such an act of running 1.5 mile to get the goldfish from a nearby hotel? Obviously, it was not there. There was no such policy. Okay, and John took it upon himself to think of a way that would provide amazing service to that particular family. Yeah, it was Kimpton's, the hotel's empowerment culture, that provided the support for John to be a hero. Yeah, yeah. So wasn't that story inspiring? Yeah, great. Now let's understand why team empowerment is a necessity in today's world. Okay, so first of all, let's understand why we need team empowerment. Okay, let's get straight to it. We work in a knowledge industry. Yeah, where knowledge is paramount here. Here, the team members have more knowledge about the technology, about the product, about how it works, more than what you or me or any manager or leader does. Yeah. So in other industries where the manager had more knowledge, he used to direct people. He used to tell them what was to be done. And it was a centralized planning, centralized decision making model. and mostly it was it was called as command control way of working, and it was right up to some extent. Why I'm saying it was right up to some extent, because the decision making, the planning, the main brain work used to happen where the knowledge was. Yeah. So but in our industry, where is the knowledge?
Everywhere. It's kind of decentralized.
Exactly.
It
So in our
with all the
industry,
team
in our
members.
knowledge industry, yes, it's with the team members. Yeah. And that is why knowledge industry demands decentralized way of working. Yeah. Team members here themselves are most qualified to make decisions about how to perform their work, and that is where they need autonomy. Yeah. Do you agree? Yeah. So they are the ones who execute the strategy of the company day in, day out. Yeah. They are the ones who works on the product directly. And if you empower them, they will surprise you with the results. And that is why team empowerment is a necessity in knowledge industry. It is not something which is, something which is good to have nowadays. Yeah. Sorry guys, I'm a bit slow in changing these slides because sometimes it works. Hello, is it hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are pretty much audible.
Taustig ji, you are audible.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay,
And we can
great.
even
Then
see the
we
slide.
will okay, great. Then we'll hear one more story. Okay, and this story is of JetBlue's customer experience strategy, which was built on its employee empowerment culture. And I read about it and online, and I was duly impressed. Okay, so while sitting on the runway in Orlando, this JetBlue flight was about to take off. Yeah. And just like about every other flight that hadn't been already been cancelled on that day because of the weather conditions. Okay, this was a couple of hours late. Yeah, it was lucky to take off, but it was again a couple of hours late, and all passengers were frustrated. They wanted to reach home. It was late evening. Yeah. So they all were seated. The flight was about to take off when the lead flight attendant got onto the public address system. Yeah. And said something really nice. Yeah. She said, ladies and gentlemen, we know we are late taking off, and even though it's the weather and not something we caused, we are going to give you complimentary movies to everyone for the flight. We know you have had a long day, and we want it to end with something nice and relaxing. And for those of you who were supposed to be on another flight, but that flight got cancelled and you ended up here, we don't ever want you to go back to that flight. Yeah. Was this interesting? Yeah. So for those who do not know, at that I mean at that point of time, I'm not sure, recently I haven't traveled, but yeah, movies on flights are chargeable and they are charged heavily. Yeah. So the after hearing this announcement, the mood on the flight, which could have been rather stressed, took an immediate upswing. People joked and smiled and made eye contacts. They were noticeably brighter and calmer as the flight progressed. Yeah. So one of the fellow passengers, I mean, just as a curious guy like me, okay, he wanted to know, was there a policy that allowed the flight attendant to make such a call? Yeah. Was it pre-planned or how is it? So he went and asked the flight attendant, and you know what the flight attendant replied? The flight attendant said, and this is really powerful, huh? Really powerful. She said that we are allowed to make almost any decision as long as we can justify it on the basis of one of the airline's five core values. That is safety, caring, integrity, fun, and passion. Yeah. If we can tie doing something back to one of these principles, the decision is going to be supported by the company. You know how powerful it is. Yeah, such powerful. So what basically JetBlue is saying to its employees is that if you act in support of the values that really matters to our business, we want you to take the risk. You know, we want you to take the risk in order to care for our customers. Yeah, and this is very simple concept, but how many of us put such a thing into practice with our own people? Yeah, so sit down today with your employees and do what JetBlue did. Yeah, start building your employee empowerment culture today. Yeah, great. Any comments up till now? Is it going fast? Is it going slow?
I think it is super fine as of now.
Okay, great. Okay, so we'll see a few advantages of empowering teams. So when you empower teams, it enables more collaboration. Yeah, do you guys agree? Yeah, so when you let team members do the planning by themselves instead of you telling them what is to be done, they'll consult each other. Yeah, they will discuss, they'll debate. Those healthy debates will happen, and they'll come up with the best of the best plan. Yeah, so it enables collaboration. Yeah, it helps in faster problem resolution. Yeah, so instead of the team member coming to me and I if I don't have the answer, I'll redirect him or her to some other team or architect or some other team member, or to try to find out the answer this way that way. Yeah, but instead if you empower them, they will directly connect with each other, and get the solutions, and this will result into faster problem resolution, right? It reduces the waste. Yeah, the it reduces the time and energy wastage that goes in approval and permission types of model. In our if I give you the example of Bosch, in our organization they have introduced this broadband allowance since the start of this pandemic. Okay, now there is a form which is to be submitted, where I mean, if the employees are already given broadband dongles before itself, then maybe you are not supposed to claim for the broadband allowance. Okay, so that is the policy, but a simple form is there. You have to just select whether you have already availed the dongle from the company, or you want to go for broadband allowance, and click submit. Do you think we need an approval here of the higher management? Though there is budget involved, because finally it is the money you are paying to the employees, right, for broadband allowance. Bosch didn't keep any approval system. Why to bother all the managers, everyone in the loop for approval, each and every employee? They trust people, they trust employees. Yeah, so team empowerment reduces this waste of permission and approval kind of model. Yeah, and finally it unlocks the intrinsic motivation of team members. Yeah, we'll see that how. Okay, and there are many more advantages, many more advantages. Yeah, you can take any agile methodology, whether it is Scrum, whether it is Kanban, Crystal, XP. All the processes or the guidelines are designed in a way that teams feel empowered. Yeah, if you remember a few of those principles: build projects around motivated individuals, give them the environment and support they need, and trust them to get the job done. The best architectures, requirements, and designs emerge from self-organizing teams. Yeah, at regular intervals the team should reflect on how to become more effective, not the manager tells how to become more effective. So these agile principles, they are also defined in a way so that people feel empowered. Yeah, Okay, yeah, we'll move further. So we just mentioned that by this empowering people, we it unlocks the intrinsic motivation of team members. So why is team empowerment so much powerful? Yeah, we'll see a little bit of philosophy here. Intrinsic motivation of team members is unlocked by three things. Okay, the first one is autonomy, yeah, which is the desire to be self directed, yeah, and have control over how I work on the tasks which are assigned to me. Yeah, that is empowering. Yeah, the second is the mastery, yeah, which is the urge to get better at what I do and improve my personal and team skills. Yeah, that is if you get a chance to master a skill, that is empowering, right? Yeah, and the third one is the purpose, yeah, which is the desire to do something that matters and has meaning. Yeah, if you combine all of these three factors, yeah, the person will be motivated. Yeah, but if we talk about empowerment, autonomy can be definitely be provided by managers or the organization. Yeah, but mastery and purpose is something which is shared, which should also come from the team members and also from the manager or the leader. Yeah, if we talk about the purpose, yeah, from purpose point of view, you can provide the objective and goals of the task or the project to the team members. That gives a purpose to the team members. Yeah, so you can provide the objective and goals of the task or project to the team members, but the purpose to excel in my career, that should come from within, that should come from the team members. Agree? Yeah, like if you see the army professionals, yeah, you can send them on a mission, with a goal to evacuate or sanitize a building which has terrorists in it. Yeah, but the purpose to serve the nation, the purpose to serve the nation should be within. Yeah, so part of the purpose can be given to the team members, but part of the purpose should be there. Yeah, similarly, you can provide a chance to master the skills to the team member, but the willingness to master that skill, or the willingness to master that skill only, should be there with the team members. Do you guys agree? Yeah, so definitely these three are the intrinsic motivation factors, and part of it definitely the organization and the leader can at least give it a try. Yeah, yeah, but there is no doubting that the benefits of effectively empowering your employees uh, is there's no limit to it. Talented team members who are given the flexibility to work independently and take risk can produce innovative results, and are also less likely to leave your company and start their own company whenever they have freedom. Yeah, so because they are also when empowered, they are happier, they are engaged, they are enthusiastic about growing your business. Yeah, and a study from Zenger Folkman, okay, found that 4% of the employees are willing to give extra effort when the empowerment is low. Okay, but 67% of the employees are willing to put that extra effort if the empowerment is high. Yeah, and that extra effort or that discretionary effort of employees, which is the willingness of the employees to give that extra effort, has a significant impact on productivity. Significant impact. Yeah, but what do you think? I mean, is empowerment easy? What do you guys think?
It's
Is
not
empowerment
easy.
easy? Okay, yeah, true. It's not at all easy. Yeah, empowerment is really challenging. Empowerment is really challenging because our education system has taught it that way, to follow instructions. Yeah, right from the childhood we are told to keep the clothes tidy. We are told to obey the rules, to wear clothes in a certain way, hold the pencil in a certain way. Yeah. They provide us dictation, and we used to write ABCD 5 times or 10 times. Yeah. So that is in our mind, and no colleges also teaches us that we need to come out of that zone. Yeah, that employees needs to come out of that zone. They need to unlearn the that student mindset and come with an entrepreneur mindset. Yeah. They want the leader to control them. Employees want their leaders to control them, and keeping them away from that mindset is a big challenge. And second problem is that people box themselves that I am a developer, I am a tester, you know I am the requirement guy, I'll not do development. Yeah. So part of this, it's a difficult job to change these mindsets. And it's a long process, it takes time. Yeah. And for managers also, empowerment can be scary. Yeah. On one hand, they want to enable employees to do the right thing for their customers without having to ask for permissions, etc. On the other hand, customer service leaders often worry about employees doing the wrong things, by being overly generous or acting inconsistently. Yeah, that fear is there, right? That if we empower team members, they might make some blunder, and we'll have to face the music. Yeah. And because of that, a lot of managers talk about empowering employees, but they actually treat staff like children, saying that they have to be in at a certain time, at least 5 minutes before the meeting starts. Come on, they are grown-ups now. Yeah. We should be treating them as grown-ups. Yeah. So what can we as leaders do, you know to empower our employees? Yeah. So I'm yeah, able to change the slide now. Yeah. Yeah. So here are few of the key items which we can do to enable the team members and to empower them. But again, these are just guidelines. This is not something you should go by this strategy only. Okay. So first of all, you need to set boundaries. Yeah. Give your team members a framework in which they can make decisions without you. For example, if you as a leader have a budget to spend $10,000 in innovation and automation per year, pass that on to your team members. If there are any exceptions, as a leader you need to be involved. Just give them those guidelines and step away. you know and you can also clearly convey that level of control, that if the expenditure goes beyond $3,000, then they need to call for a meeting and present their case. This way you are sure that large amounts are not spent without careful thoughts. Yeah. So by doing this, what you are doing is you have enabled your team members to act. Yeah. You have given them that autonomy. Yeah. You have given them the right to act, as well as you have given them the ownership, which is the right to think as an owner. This is my money, I want to spend it wisely. Yeah. In doing this, you are demonstrating the next key to enablement, and that is trust in your team members. And this is very, very, very much important. Understand that no one in your team comes to work thinking that today I want to spoil the quality of the code, or today I want to mess up with the budget, or I want to introduce new bugs. Does anyone think that way? No, right? Nobody thinks that way. Know that your team members will make mistakes and trust them anyway. Remember that mistakes are unintentional and be ready with your forgiveness. If a leader creates a culture where it's unsafe to make mistakes, all the innovation will, cease immediately. However, you know, when you trust your team members and believe that mistakes are honest efforts which somehow went wrong, then you are creating an environment where it's safe to experiment, safe to fail, and safe to try again. So please remember this. It's very important to forgive your team members, make them accountable, okay, so that they give them that framework so that they don't make mistakes, okay. But forgive if they make mistakes, yeah. And next, be sure to ask compelling questions. Traditional project management was all about directing the work and the tasks to be done. So teach people how to think, don't tell them what to do. That will be empowering. Yeah. And finally, ask them what else you can do to make them happier and content with their work, because happy employees delivers awesome products, which will delight the customers. So if you want to bring out the best of your team, empower them with their, make them make their own decisions, and then you can back it up with the right amount of direction and support. Yeah. And again, as leaders, we must establish this work environment which serves the team members, and it is not just one day activity. One day you go and you tell people that, okay, from now onwards we'll be empowering you, or ask them to attend some training on team empowerment, or some soft skill, and the next day you are expecting them to be empowered. Do you uh, guys go to gym for one day in a year and you call yourself fit? No, right?
No, never.
Yeah. So fitness is working out daily, though little every day, but daily. It's a lifestyle. Yeah. And similarly, servant leadership is a lifestyle. Empowering team members is a lifestyle. It's not just one time activity. Yeah. So just remember that. We will see one interesting this one. I would ask you guys to read. Are the fonts visible?
Yes.
Okay, great. I would ask you guys to read through it and let me know what you think.
Okay.
Anyone? Hmm? Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, he has shared with them what he needs, a very high level idea, and then you know, giving him the autonomy to think more about it and how we can achieve it.
But is it empowering?
Um, yeah, I think he has g- given too less details. That is what I feel. Um, I'm not sure. I don't think that this is empowering in true sense.
Exactly. It is not at all empowering. It is not at all empowering, right? Because this is I would say it's a false empowerment. Okay. Yeah. The person is frustrated. I wish I was not chosen for this, initiative. Why? Because if you see the last of the statements, the manager says it's my idea and I'm leaving the rest for you to figure out. Yeah, and again at the end he is saying that until and unless you don't want, if you are not willing to take that extra responsibility, then I'll give it to someone else. Yeah, so do you see how this fellow got frustrated? Yeah, the boss didn't provide any guidance. Moreover, the employee felt pressurized and didn't find a way on how to proceed. For this fellow to be successful in this customer feedback initiative, he needs to know the purpose. He needs to know the goal of this initiative. He needs to know what the success would look like. That guidance needs to be provided by that manager, right? He needs to
Correct.
know which target customers we are targeting, which product line we are targeting. Neither the guidance nor the information is given. Yeah. Well, okay, let's see the next one.
The what and the why was missing there actually.
Exactly. What? And he just gave that something is to be done. Yeah, let's read this.
This seems true empowerment.
Yeah, so this is much better, right? This is true empowerment. Just telling employees that, I have selected you for something and you do it yourself is not empowering. Yeah, you need to give them guidance, the right direction, the support, with that framework. Yeah, so in this case, the broad parameters are in place now. The goal is clear. You know, the deadlines are clear. He can run the show as he wants in the given constraints as he sees it fit. And moreover, he is freed from his regular work, to, take up this activity. And that is why he is motivated. Yeah, agree? Yeah. Okay, so we'll quickly see what empowerment doesn't mean. Okay. Empowerment doesn't mean allowing employees to do whatever they want. Do you guys agree? Yeah, it doesn't mean that they have the authority to make decisions to work outside of their team. They are not empowered to direct the work of other cross functional teams. They are not empowered to remove the team members from the team. They just can't leave for work, post lunch, leave their work and go to home, enjoy a fine movie. That is not empowerment, right? Empowerment means enabling the team members to deliver service that's consistent with the customer service vision. And to understand empowerment, you have to think about the word power. Empowerment. Power. It should not be misuse of power. Yeah, the team members will have their own view on how to deal with power. Every individual is different. Yeah, so some might take a passive strategy and wait for someone to assert some power over them. Yeah, while other team members might cling to power. They might feel that their role on the team depends on having power. Yeah, and that is why at the beginning you want to be very clear about what it means to be empowered. Yeah, so when the cross functional team first gets together, they needs to first of all break down that statement. They need to have that short statement what we are empowered to do and why we are empowered to do. For example, we have the a statement like, we have the authority to change the architecture and design for our modules so that we can reduce the overall defect count. This is a good empowerment statement. It has two parts. The first part says that the team has, what power to change the architecture and design. They can change it any way they want, you know, to reduce, but for what purpose? To reduce the overall defect count, and only for that particular module. It should not be affecting any other module. Yeah. So the second part was a justification for using their power. Yeah. And it's important for the team to lay out this clearly. Yeah. What they want to achieve through this power. And again, it's this will also help, the other stakeholders and upper managers to understand why the team is asking for this power. Otherwise, many a times, I mean, you must have seen in many companies, in fact, in one of my previous organizations, the team members were so much reluctant to change the code. What if something goes wrong? Yeah. So definitely the team members should, have a boundary where what powers they can execute and what powers they should not execute. Yeah. So we'll and many a times, I mean, somewhere at the start also, I had mentioned that uh, for empowering team members, you have to decentralize the decision making. Yeah. So instead of manager taking all the decisions, it should be passed on to the team members, and that is called as decentralized decision making. But does that mean that we can decentralize anything and everything? Yeah. No. So here are a few guidelines from SAFE, Scaled Agile Framework. Okay. So anything which is infrequent, the decisions which are not made very often and usually which are not urgent, that you can keep it with yourself. All the decisions which are which has a long lasting effect. Yeah. Or something which has significant economies of scale, there is lot of money which is involved. Those decisions you need to keep it with yourself. All the decisions you cannot give to your team members. But rest of everything, all the decisions which are frequent, all the decisions which are time critical, and more importantly, all the decisions which requires local information, all those decisions you should be delegating to your team members. Okay. And I'm not sure if I have crossed the time, but do we have 5 more minutes? Uh, can I run through this slide
Yes,
of
yes,
great place
yes.
to work?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we are
Okay.
only at 10:47. We still have 3 more minutes to finish, and
Okay.
then we have
Great.
a
Great.
couple of questions. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. So great place to work certification is a gold standard that organizations around the globe aspire to achieve. Okay, and every year the list changes, but there are a few companies who consistently comes on the list, and out of those companies, we I have tried to check if they are doing something different to empower their teams. Okay, and I've tried to list down a few which I found fascinating. So this is not the thorough list. Okay, but for every company you need to tell me what is the empowerment factor. Okay, so let's go. The first is Intuit Canada. you know Intuit Canada grants every employee 10% of their work time to explore their own passions. Yeah, so 10% of the time you can explore your passions. And Intuit believes that employees can't develop great ideas if their day job consumes all the time, and this unstructured time has helped give birth to some of their best products. So you can pursue your passion, you can go to the garage and you can invent something. So tell me, I mean, what is the empowerment factor here?
Getting its mastery, that intrinsic factor.
Mastery, exactly. So people are getting mastery, you know. Great. We'll go to the second one, Twitter. Okay, Twitter believes that employees should end the week feeling like they know more than what they knew at the beginning of the week. Okay, so the engineering team decided that training should be the core competency of the organization, and they acquired a company called Marcana. Okay, and which is dedicated to open source training, and they set it up as a Twitter university. Now Twitter is running hundreds of classes for its employees. Yeah, that is first part. The second part is they have this theme of explore crazy ideas. Yeah, so they run this quarterly hack week that lets employees collaborate on any crazy idea. You go, you find a friend somewhere in another department, and you both feel that this crazy idea is good one, then you go ahead with it. You start working on it. Yeah, so which factor do you guys think Twitter is implementing here?
The idea of collaboration with other team
Idea of
members.
collaboration. Yeah, idea of collaboration, to learn something new. Yeah, all these factors are empowering. Yeah, for different people different factors can be empowering. Yeah,
Hmm.
great. Third example we'll see of Adobe. Yeah, Adobe has this policy that remove employee ratings and allow the managers to function like coaches. Yeah, and their employees say that the kind of creative environment that we work in thrives on innovation and where every individual is contributing in their own unique way. We felt that the stack ranking were not a fair process of judging anybody's capabilities. It had a negative impact on the work, and it required cooperation, and the teamwork was compromised when some team members are rated high, some team members are rated low. So they did away with that curve. Yeah, and second part, that now the managers also functions as coaches, and their main job is to encourage every employee to set their own goals and objectives and motivate them to reach it. Yeah, isn't that empowering? Yeah, what is the factor they have used here for empowerment? What is the factor they have used here for empowerment? First of all, do you guys think it is empowering?
It is.
Yeah, it is empowering, right?
It is autonomy. Uh,
Autonomy, no. There is a psychological safety, or the feeling of uh, getting not
belongingness.
recognized or belongingness. It is that deep emotional state that Adobe has targeted by letting go of the employee ratings. Yeah, great.
Not
Z,
only
so
that, may I
uh-huh.
add that because coaches, that there will they will nurture some coach and coachee relationship. So
Yes,
coachee will
yes,
get
exactly.
benefit out of coaches, right? And of course they
Yes,
will hire, or they will make some managers very. It is ideal situation. They will make them empowered.
yes,
Not
yes.
only they, that is the least
Not
expected from organizations. Otherwise, organization will not sustain.
exactly, exactly. Very well said. Yeah, definitely. So that coach-coachee relationship is there, to when this factor is let go on, there is some other factor which will motivate team members to do their best. Yeah. So definitely, and that is again empowering also. Instead of someone telling you that if you don't perform you'll get low rating, or if you perform you'll get good carrots. Yeah. So okay, I guess we have run out of time. Okay, just one last thing I would like to. There was one personal experience I was about to share, but that's okay. Uh, One last thing which I want to give you an exercise. Okay, a homework. Okay, so just a minute. Yeah. So while talking about empowerment, I wanted this session, to solidify the base. Okay, now we'll talk a little bit about the day-to-day things. So while talking about empowerment, the way the product-based organizations can empower the team members differs from a service-based organization. Because service-based organizations have a lot of constraints. They have contracts which are signed, okay, and they need to function within those constraints. So empowering team members becomes even a bit more difficult in service based organization. And again, to make things more complex, there are vendors, which has further vendors, and actually there is a hierarchy of vendors, and that too they are located in multiple locations of the globe in different time zones. Okay, and on top of that, because of this pandemic, now those teams are also not sitting together, they all are dispersed, they all are working remotely from their homes, you know and everybody is disconnected and nobody is engaged with each other, you know and there are communication barriers in between, cultural differences are there, language problems are there. So my homework for you guys, I mean, just to check if you understood the concepts well, and you are ready to put your brain and into the application part. My assignment is, you guys to think on how we can empower teams in this situation. Okay, and I'll create a LinkedIn post after this session, and I want you guys to respond to that post with your solutions. Yeah, so that is the homework for you guys, a food for thought. Yeah, so yeah, we can maybe start the question answer. I'm sorry I have taken more time.
No worries. Thanks for the exciting session for us here. So there are a couple of questions. So let me take the quick first one. So the first one is: should customer feedback not be available to team members? And this is coming from one of our participants here in this session.
Definitely customer feedback needs to be shared with the team members, and that is, if you share it, then only you'll understand what is the main purpose. If there are any initiatives taken based on that customer feedback, if the organization tries to improve something, okay, the team members should know the purpose. Yeah, and that is one of those factors, part of the purpose part. So definitely it should be shared with the team members.
Thank you. And the next question we have is: what is the difference between delegation and empowerment? I think this is a really good question. I mean, even I had the same doubt as well on this one. Yeah.
Well, delegation, I mean, see, when you delegate some work to your team members, okay, uh, you are looking for some help. Okay, that is that is part of something which is your work, but you need support from your team members. Maybe, I mean, it can be taken as a part of grooming someone to the next level. Definitely, delegation can be taken in that way, but empowering is totally different. Empowering is enabling the team members to do their work in the best way and go beyond their limits to make the customer happy or give a
Mhm.
better product. So that is there is a thin line in between. But yeah, many a times we can use delegation, techniques of delegation for techniques of empowerment also. But yeah, the main rationale behind is different.
Thank you once again. I think we just have 3 minutes available.
Hmm.
Thank you
Yeah.
for the great session here. So over to you, Prashant. I think we just have 3 more minutes for your next session to start.
Thank you, Kaushik. Thank you, Kedar, for facilitating the event. Okay,
Yeah,
as
thanks
yes,
for
we have
giving this
overshot.
opportunity.
Yeah, we have overshooted the time, but still, in the interest of the participants, it doesn't matter much. So, Kaushik, another one small question is on the bio before you go. You can just answer that. Are you there, Kaushik?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. The last question. work from home flexibility is empowerment or not? Very
Well, it is empowerment for few, it is misuse for a few people. Okay, but yeah, definitely. Considering the advantage of majority of the people, if it is possible, if it is possible to work from home and still deliver the results, still deliver the outcomes, then definitely you should be taking that flexibility to your team members. At least it will
Because
empower few of your team members.
it is empowering, right? From last 2 years in the Corona period, it is empowering, and then there is no other go.
Yes, yes, definitely. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in fact, yes, in fact, employees have also responded very well on that, and that really shows they have been enabled.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Kaushik.